What is going on, everybody? Sorry, I didn't hit the video right there. Hopefully, everybody's doing good on this Saturday afternoon as it's 12:30 and we have a post-game show. And if you weren't paying attention, the Ducks just finished losing to New Jersey 4-1, second straight loss on this road trip. Unfortunately, last time the Ducks took on the Devils, they were able to defeat them at the Honda Center 4-1. The Devils return the favor here today. Unfortunately, make it 4-1 in favor of the Devils this time, as the Ducks still sit right now for the moment at top of the Pacific Division, tied with the Vegas Golden Knights, just 3 points ahead of the LA Kings. But for right now, very disappointing loss because you had Dostal come back into net tonight or this afternoon. And there was a couple opportunities for the Ducks to take the lead and keep the lead, as they did score early, but they were not able to hold that 1-goal lead. The problem is you had too many rebounds, and the Devils were able to use their big physical players to bully the Ducks a little bit in the scoring zone, and they were able to get some of those rebounds, knock them in. They also had some crisp passing to score some goals, and the Devils took a 2-1 lead in the second period. I thought that the third goal at the end of the second period by Glass, that really knocked the Ducks off their game. But credit to them, they had many opportunities in the third period to tie that game or at least get within a goal. And because I counted at least 7 opportunities where the Ducks had an opportunity, but the puck just did not get the right bounce off the rebound, or they just they had the right kind of rush towards the net, but they weren't not able to poke it in, I should say. So again, good afternoon, everybody. Right now, just hate to say it, it's been a tough morning. I just did a video over there on YouTube as well as on Instagram about Kenley Jansen. If you're an Angels fan too, I'll just say this to get it off my chest. I'm pretty pissed off. This guy for the Angels, Kenley Jansen, was a constant professional. The only thing that you can look at the Angels and say, okay, this dude is a Hall of Famer, and we let him walk for 1 year, $11 million. I mean, you couldn't pay that. He wanted to stay here, so it's just very frustrating because now you have an unproven bullpen, and an injury prone bullpen at that. So we'll see what they do. I'm not too pumped about that team, so that's why we'll get into. We have plenty of time to talk Angels baseball, but for right now, we're going to get back into talking about the Ducks and the Ducks losing 4-1. This is a team, at least with a lot of ascension. This is a team that's got a lot of focus, or not a lot of focus, but it's got a lot of promise for the future. I mean, you've got so many potential stars and rising stars at the time. Again, you don't want to take multiple losses because the West is so good, but I understand this is a tough 5-game road trip, and now you're almost done with it, and you want to finish it out on Tuesday with a dub against the Columbus Blue Jackets, but and try to go 3-2 on this road trip. But you took another loss. We were hoping that it would go 3-1-1, or maybe go 4-1, but it is what it is. You can't win them all. So we're going to go through the scoring today. And again, the Ducks had their opportunities late in this game, and that's what was frustrating. They had the opportunities to get within a goal or tie it, and they just could not put it past the netminder, and the Ducks suffer the loss. I'll get into my 3 stars of the game. I'll also talk about the hoser of the game. But let's talk about how this game got started. It was the first period, 13 minutes in, back and forth. Both teams were trying to fill each other out before Scary Terry, from assist from Leo Carlson. Scary Terry's 10th goal, Carlson's 23rd assist, and the Ducks were up 1-0. Then you got Noason from assist from Lamico and Bratt in the just 3 minutes later, not almost 3 minutes later, and it made it 1-1 right there. Tie score in the end of the first period. Then the second period, Cotter got a rebound off the assist from Lamico and Noason, so they get points again, and it was 2-1. I thought that was critical because there was 3 chances to get a save right there by Dostal. He was not able to glove it or protect it with the stick, and those kind of rebounds in a game like this will kill you. And that made it 2-1. And then Glass comes back again with assists from Palat and White, and that made it 3-1. It was just a nice shot off the stick side of Dostal at the end and to close out the second period. And it was 3-1 automatically right there, not looking good. And then Brown came through with an empty netter. Again, they had all period. I felt they really put a good rush in the first or in the last 15 minutes of that third period, keeping the puck in the zone. Detroit was just basically trying to hold on, clear the puck. They got some really, really lucky bounces to go their way. The Ducks had some pretty good point blank shots too. So they had their opportunities. Obviously, the empty net, the Ducks tried to spark something with about 3.5 minutes left, and they almost were able to get a goal. So I'll give them an A for effort in trying to get back into this game. They just could not convert on several late shots that they were given opportunities. So tough loss all in all. Again, you don't want to lose these games. Obviously, you're battling for first place. You're tied still with Vegas. We have to see what Vegas does. I think they either play tonight or they play tomorrow. And then we have that final game against Columbus. And I'll tell you this right now. Um, again, we're about 30 some odd games into the season. I think the game against Columbus is a must win. You want to win the last game of this road trip before coming home. You want to keep the pressure on the first place teams. You want to stay in first place. And as this Ducks team continues to learn how to win, you got to knock this one out of the park and win against Columbus on Tuesday. And by the way, we'll have our watch party on Tuesday live from Noble L Works. A lot of people are going to be there to watch the Columbus Blue Jackets. It's a 4 o'clock start. Ducks and Columbus Blue Jackets live from Noble right there. We're going to have giveaways and food. It's going to be all fun for the family as well. But definitely you want to come into this one with momentum. You want to finish this road trip with momentum if they can. They will finish 3-2, which is obviously you want to win more than you lose. So we'll take that, but you feel that they could have been 4-1 on this road trip. So it is what it is. It's still a young team with a lot of expectations right now as it continues to grow together, and it's going to be a good team. I think that in the end, this team is going to be in a better spot, and they're going to win some games they shouldn't. And then they're going to lose some games they should have won. But right now, at the clip that they're playing, I think they'll be fine. But definitely, this is a learning experience against a good hockey team. New Jersey is not an easy team to beat. So and Nick Hustles checks in with F. Perry. I agree. F. Perry and F. Artie. At this point, I'm trying to like not think about that. I made a video about it, and I'm kind of pissed off about everything that went on with Kenley Jansen because he was a fan favorite in 1 year, dude. I mean, that'd be like if the Ducks decided to trade or get rid of or not offering a contract to one of these rising stars like Leo Carlson or Scary Terry and all these other players. I mean, you don't let players like that go and expect the fans just to be like, oh, okay. So a lot of things that we'll talk about when it comes, because obviously if you don't follow the page religiously or whatever, if you're an Angel fan, you should give a like and subscribe. You'll see all the Angels news on this page and Instagram and others out there, especially YouTube. We do a lot of podcasts, and if you listen to podcasts, you'll get our YouTube versions on audio wherever you listen to it, so you'll be able to catch up with the latest news about the Angels, latest news about the Skaggs case, and also the audit on the stadium. There's a lot of news that's going to be coming up here with the Angels, and hopefully Artie is put through the ringer and he has to pay out the ass, because if he is, I want him to sell this team so bad. God, please, man. I don't know what's worse, man. I mean, he's almost ruined this team as much as the Clippers former owner used to. I forgot his name. How he did in the long run with screwing that organization. I feel it's the same way here with the Angels. Um, it's sad, and that's why like covering the Ducks this year. At least this brings back my sanity to a winning ball club, to a winning franchise that wants to get back into the driver's seat of the postseason. They've been out of the postseason for 7 years. It looks like that's going to change this year. You have a far bigger window opening for the Ducks, and you have all this young talent coming. With the Angels, it's like when they make one step forward with a Zach Neto, a Shonawell, a pitcher, and then just goes all the way back. Like they take 4 or 5 steps backwards, and that's frustrating. Yes, Sterling, thanks, Nate Hustles. Donald Sterling. Artie Moreno and Donald Sterling are cut from the same mold. Fuck them both. And they've hurt their franchises. And at least if you look at the Samuelis with the Ducks, they've done all the right things. They've said the right things. You have an opportunity for this team to be much better moving forward. As far as the Angels are concerned, I mean, it just seems like every time, like I want to have faith in these pitchers, but we don't have the kind of talent on the major league roster to allow these rookies to maturate. So, um, yeah, just a lot of frustration for me. So I'm sorry for bringing up so much Angel talk, but there is just Angels news, and we wanted to keep Kenley Jansen. I think if you would have asked me 2 years ago before Kenley threw his first pitch in spring training, do you like that move? I would have said no, because my bias towards former Dodger players. I hate the Dodgers with a passion. I don't care what people say. I don't care about those soft Angel fans that say, oh, we can't hate the Dodgers. They're in LA too. We're not in LA. And I don't, I hate them. I don't care if they're in the SoCal area. I don't care. I don't have to like them. I mean, it's so stupid. I don't understand fans. That's like saying, "Oh, I'm an SC fan and I'm a UCLA fan." You can't do that. So I had hatred for any former Dodger. That's why if Bellinger comes here, I'm raising an eyebrow. I'm not sure about the guy. He's got to show me something. Kenley Jansen showed me something when he came here. Kenley Jansen showed me the professionalism. He showed me the great attitude he has. I have a daughter special needs. He was super cool to her. He went out of his way to take a picture with her. When when the stupid ass Angels management was like, no more pictures. They were trying to rush him away. He's like, no, hold up. And he came over and he took a picture with my daughter. He didn't have to do that. And I've heard so many stories of him doing that. He's a good family man. He wanted to stay close to his family. He pitched with professionalism. He was showing these other pitchers on this staff how not to be afraid of batters. He had a killer instinct. I mean, why would you not want this guy on your franchise? And so by me taking off my biased goggles, I was able to see what a great guy this is, what a great professional this is. And you need certain players on that. Even if you're not a winning team yet, it's for the future. You're teaching these guys so that they could teach other guys coming along how to be better. And so that was frustrating for me, losing a valuable pitcher who did not cost much in baseball terms. In baseball money, he was on the cheap. And you could have gotten some valuable uh you know just overall, like, player, he helps with player development. The mentality, everything, the culture. You could have had him. You could have had him again and again. Who are you? You couldn't run what you wanted to do last year because of injury. So the whole thing was last year, Stevenson in the seventh inning, you go Joyce in the eighth, and Jansen closes it out. Stevenson was scared of his arm injury all year, pitched worried, and had all kinds of issues and sat out most of the year. Then you look at Ben Joyce, injury, arm problems, had to sit out most of the year. Both those guys will be back this year. So basically the smart thing would have been, Jansen wants a 1-year deal. You can give him a player option, pay him about between $1 and $13 million for a 1-year deal, I should say, $11 and $13 million. You sign him on, you just say, hey, let's run it back how it should have been last year and see what happens. If those guys stay healthy, you have a nice back end of the bullpen, and all your starters have to do is give you 5 or 6. And that's fine. That's all you really need. If you have proven guys like Stevenson, Joyce, and Jansen. But now with Jansen leaving, now you're like, okay, let's throw it over to a guy that doesn't have many saves under his belt, and let's throw it let's trust that Stevenson won't be scared of his arm. I'll tell you, I have insiders that Stevenson wasn't even injured last year. He mentally checked out. He was too scared to pitch coming off of Tommy John. He felt any kind of discomfort, and he did not want to pitch. Yet I Stevenson, listen, it's not the same, but when I tore my ACL and you rehab it, you feel popping. You feel popping. You're going to feel discomfort. It's going to hurt in hot situations. It's going to hurt in cold situations. But eventually, it's your bones, it's your tendons, it's your everything getting back into place. It takes time. And Stevenson was a little, I hate to say it, he was a pussy. He really was. And that's why he sat out the whole year. Now, granted, the way that Joyce pitches so violently, he induced another injury. But hopefully, this time around, the structure is fine, and and his body will be able to throw with that violent ferocity, or he's going to have to change his windup or his motion. So that's a bit of my baseball stuff. As far as as far as the Ducks moving on, they lost here 4-1. Let me get into the 3 stars of the game. Sorry, I had a rant. It's really tough day today when you lose such a key cog to a team that doesn't have much. Listen, this is a team that's barely winning 70 some odd games. You need a guy like this. You need a guy like this. And the fact that he's not going to be there, it just pisses me off, dude. So at least we have the Ducks to talk about, even though they lost 4-1. There's no doubt in my mind we'll rebound against the Ohio, whatever the hell they are. Well, the first star of the game, I'm gonna give it to Allen, the goalie for the New Jersey Devils. 30 out of 31 saves recorded today, so he did his job, and he really kept the rebounds to a minimum, and that's the reason why the Ducks lost this game. They were able to basically, when you're not getting second chances, you're not able to poke the puck in, and you're not getting wristers from the outside. You're not creating open zones, open lanes. That's going to happen. So for that's the first star right there. Second star goes to Noason. He scored a big goal right there, and he also third star goes to Lamico. He had 2 assists setting up the goals for the New Jersey Devils. So it's a clean sweep. The Devils get the 3 stars. Hoser of the game, which is the worst player on the ice, is the Ducks outshot the Devils 31-22 in the game. I felt that you had some issues. I'm not going to particularly pull out one player and blame them for the loss, but I will say that the defensemen on this one were a little bit out of place. And so I'm gonna get so it's about 3 or 4 players. I'm gonna just say in general the defense did not play good in this game, and that's what led to a couple of these goals. I thought the Ducks had many chances to tie this game or pull within a goal on several occasions, but they just couldn't find the net. But they did allow those 2 goals in the second period, which were very costly. Defensemen were way out of place. So hopefully it's something that Coach Q can work on for the next game. So with that being said, I'll go through some of these comments. What's up, everybody? Daniel right there. Patrick saying balls in my mouth. Demetrio says, man, we flatlined today. So many looks, but couldn't cash in. Jesus says, time to throw on my Angels hat. This Ducks team is starting to play like last year's team, just giving the puck away. Poor defense and special teams. We're in first place, Jesus. Have a little bit more faith. I'm sure if the Angels were anywhere close to the Ducks, we wouldn't be taking off any kind of Angel hat anytime soon. Pretty much this team is starting to slide. No, we'll get it together. Trust me, we will. The Angels remind me of my ex-girlfriend. First take my money, then they disappear. Trust me, we will be okay. The Ducks will get things together. I have more faith in them right now than I do our Angels, sadly. Demetro, though, is saying we are getting worked out. 50-50 plays, sloppy defense, and the 3-4 lines are garbage. That's where the trade deadline is going to help out. Jesus says Minnesota Wilds already made a big trade. We should push them. Also, Angels are going to Angels, just like the Cleveland Browns. Oh, God, for the Cleveland Browns. Yes, Angels did lose a veteran who likes to guide, teach, and mentors. And that's the thing that you have to remember. Those guys are hard to replace. Very hard to replace. Demetrio says, and now, sorry, I mean, they are contenders. Back of my head, I was hoping we'd send a huge package for Quinn. Also, or I hope Marker loves sunshine and comes to Anaheim. We'll see. There's definitely going to be an opportunity for the Ducks to make some trades. We have a lot of capital and we have a lot of money. So that helps out as far as players being able to be traded. We have a fresh farm system that actually is really good. Anaheim Ducks will win the New York Rangers if we were playing them soon. Also, go Ducks, baby. And as far as the I think let's see what we got on the schedule here coming up here. Yeah, we actually got the it's what is it, Sunday? No, it's Monday. We got the Rangers. I'm sorry. We got the Rangers Monday, and then we got the Ohio team on Tuesday. So I was wrong. I forgot about the the Rangers, because so far right now we're in that East Coast swing, and we're by the we played New Jersey, lost to the Islanders. I really thought we were going to beat the Islanders, so it would be nice if we skate out of this road trip beating the Rangers and Columbus, but damn, that's going to be tough. That is going to be tough. Chewing Records says over there, what's up, Todd Fox? Big L by the Angels today to the Tigers. Big W with a closer right there. Yeah, the closer for Detroit, that helps them out big time. Nate Hustle says, terrible, horrible move by Perry putting the eggs in Joyce's basket like that kid, but Jensen is way better. He is. He's proven. You don't get rid of proven guys. And then you got Corey Daniels saying you may have insiders about the Skaggs, or you have any insiders about the Skaggs trial. Well, basically, the Skaggs trial is being reported by Sam Blum. Everything that comes out by him, give him a follow. Or Camcast, he's doing a good job reporting on the Skaggs trial. The way it's looking right now, it's 50-50. It's very scary because there's days where I'm looking at the testimony and I'm like, okay, it looks really good for Artie. Like there's holes in the prosecution's case. And then you look at days like the other day when they did the whole Eric K breakdown and you had other people testifying against K, then you're like, holy shit, they're looking more and more responsible. So it is going to come down to the jurors in this one, because there's a valid argument for both. Although I think Skaggs' side is slightly more legit, there is some credence to the argument coming from Artie, and that's the problem. So we'll see where that goes, but I'm hoping his ass goes to the ringer, and then we'll see if we can get an owner in here like Sam Wellies, because I'm sure if he gets just beaten to hell by the lawsuit, he can delay the payments. So it's not like he's forced to pay the next day. So he can defer or take time and fight it and appeal making the payments. So that could take a few more years. And then, but the audit is something that won't wait. And the city of Anaheim is ramping up their aggression. They are also talking about putting their own condos on the property that he wants, which is Anaheim Stadium, and further closing in the parking lot and further closing in his hold of everything. Anaheim is very tired of Artie Moreno, and this is probably their last ditch effort to get him on board with what they want to do or get him the fuck out. And I'm hoping it's the latter, because if they're able to also go to court with the audit, once the audit is done, they can literally force Artie to pick up the tab for everything. And if he's forced to pick up the tab for everything, you think this bastard will spend to fix that stadium at all? Not likely. So that's what we have to hope for. And again, these shits take time, and this is taking time. And I know it's frustrating. People want answers like this because we live in a world that is TikTok ready. And so, like, I want an answer tomorrow. What's going to happen? We don't know. It's day by day, and it's going to take a while. And what's going to be frustrating is, again, even when the Skaggs case is aired and done, you still have to go through an appeals process because Artie has pushed it this long since Tyler Skaggs has died for it to get to this point in court. So the financial part might even take longer or the same amount of time. And then you got to look at the audit. How far can he push it? Can he delay it? Can he, I don't think he could delay a thing like the audit more than a year. But the Skags having to pay them out, you're talking maybe 3 to 5 years. He could probably delay it on just appeals alone. So it's not exactly going to bankrupt him, but that could set him up to be like, okay, I got a couple years to sell. That could be the thing that we can look forward to. So I know I'm ranting a lot about the Angels, but again, the Angels have come up in the news, losing Kenley Jansen today. I think it really is frustrating because look, we're Angels first on here. We love our Ducks, but they're a close second, and we know that they're doing much better. We know that this team is going to ascend and make the playoffs this year, unless they have a total collapse, which I don't see happening. As bad as they played today, they had every opportunity to win this game. So I'm not going to turn on the Ducks. I just got to see better results against New York and against Columbus. I got to see them regroup in this next 2-game road trip. As far as Angels concerned, they're a hot mess. They are a hot mess. They remind me of the Clippers in the late 90s, early 2000s. And that's not a good thing. We all know the Clippers were the worst run franchise in all of sports at that time. And if you look at it now and you actually talk to knowledgeable sports fans, they will tell you, even if they're not an Angel fan, if you bring up the Angels because the narrative is already there, people think Trout, Ohtani, Pujols. You wasted all that talent. So even if they don't know all the specifics, what led to everything, even if they don't know Artie Moreno and just know that the Angels owner sucks, they won't blame him first. The narrative is always, well, that guy spends money, but they just don't spend it right. They don't look into, well, there's a reason why he doesn't spend it right. There's a reason why this organization sucks, and it's Arturo Moreno. It's not hard to see, but to the layman, to the person on the outside, they always blame Pujols. They blame Trout and Ohtani, the organization itself, for not capitalizing on those contracts or players. But there's so much more to it. That's just the lazy part of the media and others that research it. But that's what people will tell you. That's what straight up people will tell you. You let Ohtani go. You let Trout go. You let you didn't do anything with Pujols. I mean, you didn't let Trout go, but you haven't supported him. It's like that's just one of 1,000 things wrong with this team. So, we'll talk more about that again. Like and subscribe on the YouTube page. We have not daily podcasts right now, but we do have podcasts a couple times a week. And we also have stuff on the audio version, but go to YouTube. You get the most out of that right there. So with that being said, Ducks lose, went through the stars of the game, went through the hoser of the game. And, hopefully we'll get back at it and get the W starting on Sunday or on Monday and Tuesday and get those 2 back-to-backs and get those dubs back in the win column because we still are technically in first place, but I'm pretty sure Vegas will go ahead of us before Sunday. So that being said, everybody have a great rest of your afternoon. Let's go Ducks.